Good morning. It is time to skip the BS. It is time for Undisputed. Time to hit us up with your opinions of ours at hashtag Undisputed Live. Fire away. Time for me to introduce my sparring partners and infamous Cowboy haters, Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman, who are still basking in the glory of 49ers 42-10. Happy gloating to you both this morning.
It's a beautiful day, Skip.
It is a beautiful day.
See, you start off the morning with the hate.
Yeah, negativity.
Just had to push your button. And by the way, I still have mad cowboy disease, which I suffered on Sunday night and won't get over until next Monday night, when we will triumph over the team that plays out here.
Is it contagious?
Yeah, it is contagious, but we all got it. But speaking of the Cowboys, Micah Parsons did a whole lot of speaking again yesterday. This on his podcast, The Edge on Bleacher Report. Micah was not happy with the F Dallas t-shirt that George Kittle wore under his jersey Sunday night and flashed late in the game, then posted a shot of on Instagram. Here's what Micah said about Kittle's t-shirt. Richard Sherman already laughing at Micah Parsons. Richard, your reaction to Micah's reaction to Kittle?
It doesn't make sense, Skip. It doesn't make sense. This man, you had every opportunity, 60-minute ball game the other night, to make it personal, to make your point, to sit there and say, hey, it's on site. Guess what happens on site? You had zero statistical. There was nothing on the stat sheet from him. He had 2 quarterback pressures in the game. Like, you had a chance to make the impact. You had a chance to stop him. You had a chance to hit Brock Purdy. You had a chance to go against Trent Williams before the game. You're sitting there hugging him up. I have not hugged the receiver that I'm going against before the game and said, hey, we about to go at it.
That's a good point.
And I got friends. I'm friends with Larry Fitzgerald, was friends with a lot of guys in the National Football League. Before the game, we're going to look at each other. Hey, I'll see you over there. You know what I mean? We'll hug after the game, after we go through it. But we were real dogs out there. Like, for you to say that after a game that you just got dog walked, I don't get it. You're saying, hey, wait till next time. What happened this time? Now you're angry after the game. After the game is over, after you're licking your wounds, and you're sitting there saying, hey, Kittle, you had 3 touchdowns, and you posting the F Dallas shirt. It's personal? He said F Dallas. He didn't say F Micah Parsons. That would be personal. Now, he personally was in your face, putting his hands on you all game long. So you could say what you want, but he was there. He has no problem taking it personal and you saying, oh, I'm going to make it personal. I'm going to do something to you. He was there in your face. He didn't do nothing.
You know, it's so funny, Skip. We always have these conversations about something with an NFL player saying something or some athlete saying something, and we take it and we stretch it and we turn it into something even more because it's the news. It's the news of the day, so to speak. When I look at what Micah Parsons said, the personal stuff, he can miss me with that. He had an opportunity, much like Richard said, to address those issues on a Sunday night. He failed to do so. He didn't show up well at all. He had 1 tackle, 3 combined tackles. 2 of them were assists, basically. Yeah. When you're touching a guy, you piling on, you JOPing, you're jumping on the pile. You did not bring anything to the party the way you did the first 4 games. Forget his personal statistics. Forget that. Here's what I will say. If he's convicted and he really believes the next time, if in fact you are so lucky to see the San Francisco 49ers that you're going to make them eat their words, I'm okay with that. And here's why I'm okay with that, Skip. And you know how I am. I'll point to things in my history, in my past, in my memory. I remember losing to the Philadelphia Eagles prior to, in a regular season, similar to the 49ers. We didn't get 42 hung on us. We still lost convincingly where Philadelphia had our number, just like the 49ers had a Cowboys number. And walking off the field, it's a famous clip. Derrick Brooks, 55, turned to the Philadelphia Eagles fans and their players, walking off. He said, we'll be back. Just remember, we will be back. We saw him in the NFC Championship game, and we smacked them, and we took care of business, and we went on to win.
You did that in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah, and how did Derrick Brooks play in that game?
He got that gold jacket. He played lights out. Okay, so if you really believe that, then just say that. Say, we'll see you again. You don't need to go into, because it's not personal. It's just, he has a T-shirt on that says, F Dallas. That's what the T-shirt says. It doesn't, like you said, Richard, it has nothing to do with you personally. He's just talking about the team, the city, whatever you want to call it. And I understand you play there, but it's not a personal attack on you at all. Now you got a chance to take care of business against the Chargers. If you do that, then you're headed in the right direction to see him again. And if you don't, Skippy, it's going to be in trouble.
Here's the problem. By the time George Kittle flashed his T-shirt, it was 42-10 home team. 49ers 42, Dallas 10. And in some ways, it didn't even feel that close. And I'm going to say what I said about Micah Parsons before this year started. I told playmaker Michael Irvin this. He agreed with me. This was supposed to be Micah's year to graduate into the leadership position in that locker room, to become the Derek Brooks that you guys had back in 2002. A good friend of mine, Derek Brooks, I know him inside and out. He's as quality and as tough a human as there ever were made by God above. And I wanted Micah to become that force for this team because he is the best potential player on this team. He's better than the quarterback. He's better than the receiver. He's better than the running back. He's better than anybody on defense. He has to be the man for this team to go places. And it was time in your year number 3 for you to step up and show new maturity as the spokesman for the team and the driving force for the team when it really mattered the most. It mattered the most on Sunday night. It was a statement game for one team or the other. It doesn't end the season or begin the season for either team, but it was a statement game, as you guys have pointed out again and again, and just rubbed my nose in it. But my problem with Micah Parsons is you have to back it up before you talk it. You have to show it before you speak it. You have to do it. He wants to become a media star before he becomes an on-the-field star. And that was a stars game on Sunday night. That's where you rise and shine on Sunday Night Football, and you show the NFL world, I'm that dude. I'm better than they are. I'm better than Trent Williams is. I'm better than anybody. I'm better than Brock Purdy is. I can make Brock Purdy look even smaller than he is. No. That's 3 times, Micah Parsons, you have played this team. 2 playoff games and 1 big statement stage game on Sunday Night Football. And I'm looking at your stats, and you have 0 sacks in 3 games. Big 0 sacks. The other night, after you had gone 9 straight games with 5+ pressures a game, 5+, you had 2 pressures. 2. Well, 2. I got a sidekick here. Is echoing all. Yeah.
Just here so I don't get fined.
Right. I'm looking at your total tackles. You have 5 solo tackles in 3 games. It's not good enough. It's not enough for you then to go speak on your podcast. You look like a little kid on your podcast trying to think of controversial things to say. Let's see. I got to fire back at George Kittle. I'll say it's personal, and I'll say trust what's going to happen next. Again, we've heard all your talk now for weeks on end. You got to go. You got to do it first before you speak it.
I love that, Skip, because that's the truth. That is the truth. Everybody's like, Dan Quinn is such a great motivator. What is making this team different? Because on the teams we played with him, the historic 20 Legion of Boom with all these players, we had real dogs. Hey, when we go out there and it's big, it's prime time, we show up in big ways. We're dancing with cheerleaders, we pick 6, and we're blowing teams out because we are real dogs. We go through real fire. We talk about it and we're about it. And at this point, people just want to be more showmen than they want to be ball players. And in these games, this meant more to Dallas. He was saying, Dak was in his press conference, oh, you want to piss me off before this game? Thanks for the motivation. You got hit in the mouth. Hey, this means a lot to us. McCarthy, hey, this game means a lot to Dallas. This isn't just a normal game. You got hit in the mouth. Hey, Micah Parsons, man, we got to get our revenge from last year and all this. You got hit in the mouth. So don't give me, oh, he got this Dallas shirt on. Next time I see him, you got hit in the mouth and you're bleeding right now. And you're sitting there saying, yeah, he didn't hit me. You know what I mean? I just fell on the curve and Well, I mean, his fist.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not what happened. You watch the film, be accountable to what happened, and then correct it. That's all you have to do. That's what leaders do. You say, hey, I'm the best player on this team. I'm going to say this is on me. I got to be better. I have to go out there and execute.
You know, Skip, I don't mind Micah Parsons speaking out before the game. I could care. You know, say what you say, but you got to step up. You say what you say, because if I'm going to say something, I'm going to annihilate Richard Sherman.
Yep.
If I'm going to say that, then I got to go out there and do that. I can't go out there and have Richard Sherman choking me out.
Yep.
It's not going to work.
Yep.
I can't have him stabbing me in my chest and rerouting me, and now all of a sudden my quarterback is pulling the ball down and getting hit in his face because I got held up at the line of scrimmage when he's focused in on me. If you say something, you have to back it up. I am one to believe in that 100% because I talk that talk, I walk that walk. I don't have to apologize to nobody. I know what I did on the football field. I know that every single Sunday when I stepped out there, I brought my pads. I was a red dot guy. What that means is when they went into game planning, they made sure, where's 19? You want them to always, Michael Parsons, I'm speaking directly to you, every single week, you want them to say, where is 11? Where is 11? He's causing us problems at halftime. You want those coaches to run in a little meeting room, get together, come back out with the team and say, hey, we got to find 11. Here's what they're doing with him. They put on third down, they put him over here. On second down, they're putting him over here. That's what you want. San Francisco didn't have to do that Sunday night at all. You got to be careful when you start saying stuff and you're not backing it up, Skip.
Key, I've gone to 3 Super Bowls. I got to talk. People are like, hey, you're a loudmouth. I got to talk. I went to 3 Super Bowls.
Right, Skip?
Every Super Bowl I went to, I was an all-pro. Every single one. I wasn't just a guy on the team. I wasn't a guy on the bus. I was an all-pro, one of the best in the league. Every single time we went to the Super Bowl, we were the 1 seed, number 1 defense in the league. Every single time. So when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you from experience. If you had a game like T.J. Watt had against the San Francisco 49ers where he had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and his team lost. His team lost by 23. But he played a great game. You can say what you just did. You can say it just like you did. If you would have had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, you can say, hey, kiddo, next time you say that, hey, you saw what I just did. I'm coming back.
Well, he wouldn't need to say nothing because Skip would say it for him.
No question.
And Skip would say,
and his
my guy did this. Instead, Skip can't say anything. He's got to be quiet.
And by the way, speaking of that, I think Kittle might have taken a little shot at me at his caption on his IG post.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
You know, the last line is, who lost to me in rock, paper, scissors again? Remember last week I kept making the point that it's paper will cover rock because you kept talking about physicality. And I said, okay, rock, paper, scissors. Paper can cover rock, and Kittle posts a picture of the meme of the emoji of the scissors. Okay, so maybe that was at me, maybe it wasn't.
It
I don't know.
like it might
if I'm a betting man, probably at you.
Probably at me. Okay, so I talked for Dallas, but I can't walk for Dallas because I can't play. So it was up to I trusted, to use your word, Micah, you. I trusted you. And by the way, did he get double teamed? Sure, he gets double teamed. So did Lawrence Taylor. So did Charles Haley. So did all the great ones got double teamed. You split it. You
figure it out.
You just figure it out. Right. You out scheme it. You can do 1,000 things. If you're that dude, you're that. You just figure. They can't block you. I watched Charles Haley, number 94, and I would just marvel at that he would get chipped by the back every single time, and he would just blow both of them up and get his hands on the quarterback. It's just not good enough. And by the way, I'm going to flip this real quick to Kyle Shanahan. You played for this team and for that coach. They were all raving about sort of a hype video that Kyle put together featuring DeMarcus Lawrence that they showed to the team on Saturday night at the final big team meeting. And it featured DeMarcus Lawrence of my Dallas Cowboys, who, by the way, also ghosted the other night. I never even heard his name. He had 4 unassisted tackles. But they showed the clip of him after the Jets game when he proclaimed, we're the best defense in the world. We don't care about anybody else. They've got to come match our energy, and nobody can do it. And this story I'm reading quoted 5 49ers who said they were out of their minds after they saw DeMarcus Lawrence say that basically to them. Diamador Lenore said, They were into the hype. They wanted all the clicks and stuff. We play football. That's what we do.
It sounds like this coach Oregon stuff.
Yep, I got it. And Kyle Juszczyk, who is no little patsy himself, he's one of the more physical 49ers.
He scored against Dallas, didn't
he? He did. He said, let's just say we were pretty fired up after we watched that. We were like, we're supposed to go to sleep now? Okay, well, you've been there. You felt that. Okay, so does that work in reverse? Can Kyle use Dallas against Dallas in the Saturday night meeting and push all the right motivational buttons?
Absolutely.
Okay? Sure he can.
Absolutely, because what happens, Skip, in those situations, you tend to get tidbit reminders of what you got prior to the game, whatever it is. It's not bulletin board material put up all over the locker room. All it is remember what they said. Remember what he said, that he was better than you. Remember that. So when you go out there from the outset, boom, you already got fire coming out your hair. You already are ready to go, where the Dallas Cowboys, from the gate, started off with a 15-yard penalty on the first play.
First play, you grab a face mask. It's just, it's so undisciplined. You're not ready.
They were not ready
I'm sorry.
At all in that situation.
Yeah.
And so then it starts to continue to go in the direction that Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers wanted to go. And by the time you look up, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we got 21, you got 7. And it's halftime. We should have 28 to your nothing at halftime.
Right.
Okay.
And at the same time, you heard Micah Parsons say things like, they didn't do anything special. We beat ourselves. On 3rd and 14 to Deebo Samuel?
Well, no.
You guys threw that pass against yourself? No,
they did do something special. They ran the reverse pass to Kittle for a touchdown. That was a special play.
Yeah, that was special.
That was a special play that you were not prepared for.
But the rest of the other 2 touchdowns weren't special plays. He dropped back, and you know what he did? He used their aggression against him. This play right here, this is just special players. This is a special player. Fred Warner is a special player. Spotlight's not too big for him. I didn't hear Fred Warner say after the game, it's on site, Dallas. I didn't hear him say before the game, man, this game means so much more to me. He showed on tape that it meant more to him. He showed on tape that, hey, I got this work for you. I'm the best middle linebacker in football right now. George Kittle sitting there saying, hey, this is why they pay me the big bucks.
Play right there.
This is a special play. But this is why they pay me the big bucks. Because I make big plays in big games, in big situations. Right here, they drew this play up. This is a Trey Lance special. Because right there, usually George Kittle goes to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, it's time
what they did was adjust it. They said, hey, we're going to fake to the corner of the end zone and go post, because that's not what we put on tape. That's not what Trey Lance knows. What Trey Lance knows is I go to the corner. And guess what? What Donovan Wilson was looking for, him to go to the corner, wide open in the middle of the end zone. So when you talk about we beat ourselves, you're not being honest with yourself. And when you're not being honest with yourself, that's the difference between this defense, this leadership, and other Dan Quinn great defenses, is that when we went into team meetings with Pete Carroll, I could have had 2 interceptions in the game. He's going to, in front of the entire team, 69, 65 players, staff, training staff, everybody, he's going to put the bad plays up and say, hey, Sherman, you got beat right here. What happened? Your effort isn't good enough. You got to be better. And I'm going to say, yes, sir, coach, you're right. I got to be better. He's going to do the same thing to Cam Chancellor, Marshawn Lynch, Doug Baldwin, Brandon Browner, all the best players, Cliff Averill, Bobby Wagner. And you know what we're going to say? We're going to say, yes, sir, we got to be better. It don't matter how the game went. But when your leaders are sitting there saying, man, they didn't do nothing to us. This was us. We should have beat them.
Skip, who is the leader on the Dallas Cowboys defense?
Well, it should be 11, but the leader's missing now. He's out for the year, the cornerback. Yep.
Okay.
That's a problem. So my biggest issue right now with Micah is he got owned again by the 49ers, and he won't own that. You have to own, if you're the leader of the team, at some point, when it's 42-10, you have to say, we got our asses kicked. Now we start over, but you have to first own it. He's so childlike to me still, hasn't matured into that leader I want him to be. You guys have kids. You turn to your kid, you say, did you break that? No, I didn't break that. I didn't break that.
Well,
I didn't break that.
I didn't break it. It is only us two here.
Right.
So somebody else broke it.
Who broke it? Micah, who broke it? You broke it, and you won't own it. You're just like a little kid said, I didn't break it. I didn't. Yes, you did. You got broken in half, right?
And I think I think he'll learn from these mistakes along the way? Yeah, I think he will learn from mistakes along the way. I think he will look back at what he said with the Kittle situation and what the 49ers did to them, and he'll try to build up on that. I don't think all of a sudden you're going to continue to see this week in and week out from him.
Okay, but Keyshawn, he starts off this clip that we just saw with, yeah, he caught 3 touchdown passes, but there's no but. You can't go a but off that. Like, that's it. That's it. Period. End of story,
Again, I'm here to try to help you. Okay, calm down.
He's going. Look.
And I want you to believe in the young man to a whole nother level. So I'm trying to work with you here,
I'm turning you back into a microman.
He's going to get better from this. He's going to mature. This is only his 3rd year in the league.
I'm just trying to help
This is a learning moment for him, though. In your growth as a player, you have to learn from this. You have to learn,
absolutely.
Hey, it's on me. Even when it's not on you, it's on you because what you mean to that defense and what kind of player you've been in this league. You've been an all-pro both of your first 2 years. Like, the responsibility falls on you fairly or unfairly. So you got to learn from this, and you got to say, hey, that's on me. I'm going to be better. That's it.
And by the way, I take some blame here because to start last football season, not this one, but a year ago, what do you got? I lost all my excuses. I found my results. Who said that?
No, I keep that in my phone.
That's your
from
mantra?
Years ago. Yes.
When I lost all of my excuses, I found my results. Oh, that makes sense.
So he needs to understand that right there. Okay. That's what he needs to understand.
All right.
Stop making excuses and just go out there and get the results.
I do take some blame because we created a hype video thanks to the great DJ Steve Porter that we started showing early last year because I thought he was on his way to being Defensive Player of the Year. Okay? It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
and
he probably won't get that this year.
He
probably.
Okay, but going into the year, he was the prohibitive favorite to win it, even though
100%.
The guy in San Francisco won it last year.
100%. Okay. The problem is, statistically, in that game, plus his statistics, have taken people off of that bandwagon.
Mm-hmm. You got to show up in the big primetime games when everybody watching. 26 million record 26 million people watching. You got a chance to make a statement. Your statement you made wasn't good enough.
It was not. All right, now we got to move to the other side of the ball. This is the question plaguing my existence right now. Should this be Dak's last year in Dallas, or should Jerry recommit to him long term? That is next on Undisputed. No mercy, no mercy, no mercy. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.